So, they fired the doorman that stood there while the Asian woman was being attacked. Now, I did a video on this before, and I had some issues when they got suspended. Because as cowardly as people sit there saying that they were, and yeah, we could sit there and argue back and forth, it wasn't in their job description to go outside and actually do anything. Like, yeah, if you can help, do it. But it's to each his own. And once again, I go back to that episode of Seinfeld where Seinfeld, George, and the other two got arrested because they didn't do anything. And they called the law the Good Samaritan Act. And now these men got fired. Granted, this is after they did go outside, they did make sure the Asian woman was okay, and they did flag down a cop. Apparently, they got fired anyway. And I'm not gonna lie, I find it to be such bullshit. And I'm looking at the comment section, and people just saying, yeah, they should have got fired. They didn't do anything. When the fuck did they actually say in their job description that they had to go outside and start fighting crime? Yeah, and that's the thing. I love when people sit there and say they should have did something. They should have did something. If you're in that position, would you have? Like, it's so easy to sit there and say somebody should have did something, but you're not them. That's the truth of the matter. You aren't them. Now, I'm not sitting there saying what they did was right either, because it just looks cold as hell. They didn't just stand there and watch it happen. They stood there and closed the door. So, yeah, that's definitely dickish behavior. But it wasn't within their job description. And I love how people listen to saying, well, they're men, so they should have did something. They're men, so they just should... Technically, that's sexist. If we're going to be honest. That is technically sexist because they're a certain gender. They are required by society to do something. And that's just fucked up. That's just fucked up. We could sit there and go back and forth of what we think that, women should sit there and do because society sit there and say that they should do it. That doesn't make it right. So it doesn't make it right for them to sit there and say, well, because there were 3 of them and they were big, strong men, they should have went out there and do something. That's not how that shit works. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's fucked up what they did because they just stood there and watched it happen and just closed the door like they were just the coldest fucking people on the planet. And so optics-wise, it looks bad. But at the same time, I can see these men actually suing the hell out of that company because they're being fired for something that wasn't in their job description. Since when did it sit there and say in their job description they're supposed to be going out there fighting crime? I mean, listen, as fucked up as it looks, and I could sit there and watch that shit all day, and I could be like, well, damn, that was cold-hearted as fuck. What did they actually do? Nothing. And while it looks bad, it's not within their job description. They didn't break any fucking laws. And basically, because this story got picked up by the news, they're like, oh, we gotta do something. We gotta send a message. It was bad for them to stand there and do nothing. It was bad for them to do nothing? Like, it was bad for them to do nothing, but they shouldn't lose their jobs because they didn't want to go outside and possibly get hurt by some crazy-ass fucking dude. I mean, we could sit there and go back and forth of should, like, it looks bad. Yes, it does. But they go out there and they get hurt by this guy who could have a knife or a gun. Is there going to be work compensation because they went outside their protocol? Because anything that happens outside, you do that, that's on you. Win or lose, that is on you. And there's so many different legal ramifications. There's so many legal consequences that could have happened if they would have went outside and did something. And then if that guy would have got hurt, then the building was like, oh well, we're not responsible, and they took it too far, and they should be they're gonna be fired or suspended because they hurt that guy, whatever. Like, and there's a lawsuit. There's so many things that could have happened that I felt like either way, these people were fucked. But having a bunch of people online and everything like that call them cowards and shit, you're not them. You're not them, and they're not paid to sit there and be superheroes.